The cup fell from my grasp, hot beverage spilling over the elegant stone surface of the luxurious hotel entrance. The receptionist's words rang in my mind as I gazed at the expanding dark spot. "Miss Thompson, I'm sorry, but there's no record of your booking. I have entries for your relatives, but none listed for you." From behind, the distinct sound of high-end shoes drew near. My sibling Victoria's tone resonated clearly across the spacious area, each phrase designed to attract notice from surrounding visitors. "Oh, Sarah has arrived at last." Her words oozed with mockery as she repositioned her luxury Chanel purse. "How odd that no arrangement exists for you." She moved nearer, her triumphant grin broadening while others started to watch. "In truth," she went on, "I only arranged spots for our actual kin, one suite for myself, my spouse and child, and another for our parents." Via the hall's decorative reflections, I noticed our folks intentionally averting their gaze, acting unaware of my embarrassment. The $3,200 designer gown I'd thoughtfully picked for our holiday meal abruptly seemed like an outfit I wasn't entitled to don. "My name is Sarah Thompson. I'm 33 and lead medical studies in a drug company." This tale shows how I ensured my relatives faced the results of their behavior. For a long time, I'd been the unusual one in the group, the individual who created her path via grants, smart savings, and long work hours. My sister built a flawless social media image backed fully by our grandpa's funds. $30,000 each month in gifts had built Victoria's high fashion collection, her kid Emily's elite academy training, and the illusion of achievement she fiercely upheld digitally. I'd viewed the financial records while aiding Grandpa with his finances during his short hospital stay the prior year. This was a duty Victoria always ignored, even with his direct asks. That day, positioned in that entrance, a realization solidified inside me. The identical Grandpa who instructed me to grow into a person who relies on herself had accidentally formed dependence from the others who never grasped self-reliance. I inhaled deeply and steadily, stating without altering my face, "I understand. I'll depart then." My tone emerged more composed than anticipated. Tightening my hold on my blue travel case, purchased with my earnings, not Grandpa's, I courteously acknowledged the understanding reception workers and launched the ride-sharing program on my device. "Hold on," Victoria's pitch elevated a bit, but I was already heading to the exit. She anticipated sobs, begging, or open shame. My composed poise didn't fit her plan. Just the noise of my steps reverberated in the now quiet entrance as all observers fixed on my departing form. Past the transparent panels, I spotted my 7-year-old niece Emily in a ridiculously costly outfit, shifting uneasily near her mom. She sought me out. Each holiday, presenting Emily a surprise was my custom. This season's crystal barrette stayed neatly packaged in my luggage, a token selected for the adult she could grow into, not the ornament her parent would shape her as. In the cab, I retrieved my mobile and called my grandpa's line without delay. Following our regular money review sessions starting last year, we'd formed a stronger bond than I shared with my folks, who consistently preferred Victoria. "Sarah, is something off?" His tone held its typical steadiness, but the inquiry showed he detected trouble. Our planned talks never happened on festivals, and he knew I'd be with the group at the resort. "I have details to share," I started, my speech objective and detached. I described precisely what transpired, the absent booking for me solely, Victoria's boastful statement on the true kin, our parents' involvement via their quietness. I avoided adding requests for pity or fairness. I merely presented truths as I'd mastered in my drug studies. The facts ought to convey themselves. On the line, I heard his respiration grow a touch uneven, the sole sign of his restrained fury. "I get it. I'll manage this onward," he stated, his voice subdued and grave. What followed proceeded with the accuracy of a lab experiment. In 15 minutes, my device buzzed with alerts, 10 unanswered rings from Victoria, ever more frantic recordings, and a rush of texts. Grandpa had obviously activated his frequently mentioned backup strategy, one he'd discussed with me in our money sessions, but hadn't enacted before. "Sarah, Emily hopes to meet you. She awaited our yearly holiday. My acquaintances are joining for the meal tonight. I intended to share our ideal kin holiday online. Do you realize how awkward this is?" From my folks, messages began flowing. We might have included an extra space, but as Victoria mentioned, we focus on the core kin. "You're self-sufficient now, right? If you can cover it, why not secure another space with your pay? It shouldn't matter much. Why act so sensitive? Victoria has a household, a partner and kid. You comprehend, don't you?" Can't you simply endure it silently for the holiday? That's forever your issue, only focusing on yourself, ignoring the group. Each note squeezed my heart, but these were known hurts, the identical bias I'd endured since youth. Their phrases exposed not my flaws, but their own. As my flight to the city climbed amid the skies, a fresh message came from Grandpa, copying all kin members. Here is my ultimate ruling to declare. The note opened in Grandpa's typically refined manner. Today, during the holiday, an event happened that greatly harmed our group's honor. The harsh handling of Sarah is a wound to the Thompson name and won't be accepted in any way. Starting now, I'm halting all monetary aid to Robert, Elizabeth, and Victoria. I need to stress that your opulent ways depend wholly on my help. Those who have forgotten family's core, sunk in pride and show, no longer merit such benefit. Before I completed scanning, my device glowed with Victoria's arriving rings. Her alarm was clear from the rate. 5 in 2 minutes. Sarah, pick up please. Persuade Grandpa, her recording begged. Lacking Grandpa's $30,000 monthly, Victoria's meticulously built existence would collapse. The loan on her display residence, the rented premium vehicles, Emily's special academy, all built on funds she didn't gain. From my folks arrived comparable urgency. Sarah, this concerns our later years. Can you speak to your grandpa? The $150,000 payment for our upscale later home will be lost. Our health coverage aids will end. Their earlier haughtiness had faded, swapped by unusual modesty. I regret uttering those awful words before, but this is a group emergency. I softly powered off my mobile and looked at the cloud expanse beyond the pane. The flawless kin holiday images that appeared on networks annually wouldn't show this year. For Victoria, that could hurt more than the money loss. After arriving in the city, I linked to my residence network to discover over 100 unseen notes. Their details had turned more agitated. What should I do? I can't cover the debts. What of Emily's academy costs? We may lose the later home payment. What now? I can't rest worrying about health coverage, but what emerged most was Grandpa's last alert. This step is final. View it as the outcome of your deeds. Any challenge to my ruling will lead to ending all leftover aid. I steadily reviewed the arriving notes. Their once superior manner had fully shifted to urgent appeals. Never had each kin member's real character been so plainly shown. Placing my mobile aside, I prepared tea in my cooking area. By this point, I'd usually be savoring the resort's fancy holiday feast, a unique menu at $200 each. The idea brought a faint grin. Annually, my sister's household had displayed this grand meal on networks, but truly, they'd been fighting even monthly card bills. A fresh ring arrived, now from Victoria's spouse. Blended with alarm and bewilderment were remarks faulting his wife's buying patterns. It appeared rifts were forming in their union as truth hit. Through my home pane, the city's evening lights softly gleamed. I recalled my own card record. Complete settlement monthly. Reasonable splendor within limits. No loans. Grandpa's cherished phrase returned. Pride is for show. Reserves are for self. In this metropolis, I'd shaped my path via my labors. As Grandpa noted, I'd grown into one who stands independently. And now I truly sensed that path was correct. From my mobile, rings persisted, but they were sounds that wouldn't touch me anymore. 2 weeks post-holiday, the city saw its initial winter flakes. While my routine in the drug firm's lab stayed the same, my kin's state had shifted vastly. My sister's profile, once refreshed nearly every day with posed shots of upscale goods and far places, had gone quiet. Her final entry, an image of her Chanel purse at a fancy eatery marked with ideal existence, now looked sadly mocking under remarks lauding what a great life. Notes from my dad at last displayed true regret. I'm pondering our years of lavish habits. We indulged Victoria excessively and were distant to you. Sorry, like messages came from my mom. With health aids stopped, they were at last grasping real care expenses. Our retirement funds alone aren't sufficient. I now see how extravagantly we existed. Victoria's case was graver. I got a surprise ring from her spouse. I found concealed loans she hid. I'm stunned by the card charges. We can't keep this way anymore. With Grandpa's aid abruptly gone, their show of wealth was fast falling. We're thinking of shifting to a budget home and eyeing community schools for Emily. Victoria weeps nightly. His tone combined weariness and acceptance. Their union appeared in trouble. Conversely, my existence stayed calm. I reached work at 8 a.m. and left at 6 p.m. Weekends involved joining savings seminars and checking my fund oversight. Just the day before, I advanced to group head for a fresh study initiative. My pay was set to rise to $200,000, and my savings activities advanced nicely with no future fears. Pride offers brief joy. Reserves provide enduring calm. The depth of Grandpa's terms was now deeply sensed by all kin. While my folks fretted over later safety and my sister battled loan payoffs, I merely kept my regular routine. Over these weeks, the rate of urgent notes and rings dropped sharply from daily in the first week to 1 or 2 weekly. Their details also slowly moved to acceptance. Emily will switch to community school. She'll use the bus. I never thought. My sister's recent note hinted at embracing truth. The ideal academy existence she broadcast on networks wouldn't appear again. Our folks were also eyeing a move from their upscale Sunny area to a cheap unit, facing care bill struggles. Their vision of opulent later years had shattered simply. "We've held false ideals for years," stated my dad's newest note. Yet, if this insight would spark rebuilding real kin ties stayed unclear. Last week I got a brief note from Grandpa. "Realizing life's facts often causes hurt, but it's essential hurt. Your choice taught them a key lesson." I didn't respond. I just silently stored the note. 3 months after that holiday, hints of spring emerged in the city. My existence hadn't altered, or actually, it had grown more rewarding. The fresh initiative at the drug firm advanced well, and last week, I got advance notice. My work as study head was acknowledged, and my savings funds kept expanding firmly. From my work pane, I viewed the lake's wide expanse, its ripples shining in the spring rays, suggesting subtle optimism. Fresh study info stacked on my table. Hours in tasks stayed my dearest hours. A birth gift came from Grandpa recently, a plain crystal chain. The joined note had one line in his known, graceful script. "Real shine lives in those who rely on themselves." I'd begun keeping basic links with my folks. They'd shifted from their opulent Sunny area to a budget unit and appeared to be slowly adjusting to facts. Opulence gives short delight, but there's true safety in a solid way. My mom's note held terms of real grasp for the first time. My sister's household had relocated to a standard outer area. Emily had begun community school and was adapting to bus rides. Victoria's network stayed dormant. How hollow it all feels now, sharing just for show. Such terms showed in a scarce note from my sister, days past battling card payoffs. Their union was still tense, but at least they weren't avoiding facts. In my table compartment, the crystal barrette I'd readied as Emily's token stayed neatly wrapped. One day, when she grasps real worth, when she gets the value of self-reliance over network approvals, maybe that'll be the proper moment to offer her this barrette. Last week, I got a message from Emily via her mom's device. It was basic. "Aunt Sarah, when can I meet you next?" I looked at the note for ages. Maybe the needed hurt had started mending something greater than show. I replied soon. Beyond my pain, early spring breezes stirred the road plants, signaling a fresh phase's start. Not only for the metropolis, but maybe for our kin too.